Angela with Infectious Magazine, and we are here with Echo Movement.
Right.
All right, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doctor. Everybody's good.
Doctor. You just want to introduce yourselves and your role in the band?
Sure. My name is Dave, and I'm the keyboardist. I'm Steve, and I sing.
I like that. You don't see a lot of keyboards anymore.
I know.
How did that all happen?
It was weird, actually it was really weird in the 90s. There was no place for a keyboard on stage in the 90s. Everything was, I need like 4 guitars, 2 bassists, 8 drummers. And so we really were the outsiders. They would have a triangle player before they had a keyboardist. And it was such like a stark contrast to the 80s where all they had was synthesizers and guys pushing buttons and such. So I think that, just the 80s, we overdid it with the keyboards, and by the time the 90s rolled around, it was just like, so growing up, it was a pain in the ass. But now it's fine. We found like a nice balance of keyboards and guitars, and we love it, right? I like it. I have 2 keyboards on stage. I'm a Nord artist. They're a keyboard company. So, yeah. Hi, Nord. I love you.
Well, that's a good segue then. How did you get set up with that?
I am an avid keyboard and synthesizer enthusiast, and I spent a lot of time geeking out on that kind of stuff. So when it came time for us to start touring on a regular schedule, and as Echo Movement was picking up more speed, I just reached out to them and said, hey, do you guys by any chance, are you looking for somebody in our vein to represent? And they said yes, and we happily ever after. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
That's definitely a big deal.
Thanks.
A lot of fans I've seen, I was looking on a Lost for Words Facebook page, and there was all these comments of people saying, that the Boston date is always the best Warped Tour. So I need to know, how is it stacking up so far?
Steve?
We're having a great time. I mean, I don't want to pit bands, pit the towns against each other.
No.
I mean, every city we play is like a unique experience. The people have been pretty great across the board. I mean, we're in friendly territory right now, so I'll give that to Boston. We are definitely in friendly territory now, so it feels good to be back east.
Yeah.
It's a totally different field than the West Coast. Love the West Coast, but it definitely feels good to be back east. Boston's great.
Not many people say that. Most people hate the East Coast.
Oh wait, this is where it all began.
Yeah, I know.
love it here.
But they're Boston, your sports and your attitudes, and I don't know any other way. I don't know any other way.
East Coast is
be yourself and hope for the best.
Yeah.
The East Coast is typically unapologetically itself, as we are as a band, So just be yourself and hope for the best, expect the worst.
Now, Fuse has been streaming a lot of sets from Warped Tour and making it possible for fans who weren't able to attend. So what do you think that are some of the benefits as well as almost dangers of technology having that kind of influence and continually just growing?
That's actually something that Echo Movement is partly founded upon, is the communicative global trend and how we embrace that as the Echo generation. So we think it's great. I personally love that. Telecommunications is huge. It facilitates human contact. What more could you ask for? So yeah, go Fuse. Thank you for doing that.
I don't want to leave you out.
I don't have anything to add to that, really. We love technology. We're on our phones all day long. It's basically it helps us communicate with our fans.
Right.
It gives us the power to do what we want to do. We want to get out our message. We want to play in front of large groups of people and have them come and be happy with us. So technology helps us do that. It used to just be that kind of power was in the hands of the few rich, the big labels.
Yeah.
And it's still very money driven. Entertainment industry is driven by money, not talent. That's unfortunate still, but technology has helped out the independent scene, and that helps out bands like us. So that's good.
So in such a competitive industry then, what are you guys doing to stand out as well as change the industry at the same time?
How would you?
We're not necessarily trying to stand out. We're trying to be ourselves, and at the same time, not do something that everyone else has done before. So, how's that? I don't like to say we're consciously trying to stand out. That would be you're trying to be someone that you're not. We're being ourselves, and we feel we have it's what's in us to do. We're here because we're driven to be here. You know what I mean? We're driven to be ourselves and express ourselves the way that we have. It's completely, we're almost powerless over what we do. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not consciously deciding to.
I just feel like the more silent I am, the more you'll continue. And I want to see what kind of trouble you get yourself into.
We can't get it. You talk too much.
It's always good, especially in interviews though, right? What have you learned from some of the bands that you've been touring with, whether it is music related or just life related?
To be respectful and to be kind, and I think that that's something that we actually learn on our own, seeing other bands, how they act and interact, and it's something that we decided to, you can learn a lot from somebody about what they do as well as what they don't do, and so we've always set out to be kind to ourselves to the best of our ability, even though it's tough, living together and working together on a small bus, and to be kind to those that we meet along the way, not only fans but other bands and so on and so forth. Some of the good things that we've walked away from touring with other bands is to be clean. I think that's something that's huge.
Pasco's family, there's a documentary called Surfwise. We watched it last year.
Yeah, we learned a lot from that.
We learned a lot from that. I don't know if you ever hear of that.
I'm gonna go check it out now. My mind's already going.
That's what Dave was making a subtle reference to. It was really
absolutely it's a blatant reference. The Paskowitz family. It was what was it? Is it 11 of them, Steve?
I believe so. On a tiny little motorhome, kind
mom
of
and dad,
like the size of ours.
Oh my God, 9 kids.
8 brothers, 1 sister, and she was the youngest. And they lived in this caravan, this coach, like an RV, and they traveled around and learned how to be a family living in that lifestyle and embraced it, and had to kind of develop into it. It was really interesting to see how they interacted with the rest of America as they went around. But cleanliness was one of the things that they were very strict about. He was a medical doctor, so the dad was. So yeah, he was former chief of medicine for Hawaii, I believe. Hi, Doc Paskowitz. I never met you, but thank you all.
On the off chance watching.
Yes, exactly.
Can only hope, right?
Sure.
What is your first musical memory growing up that you realized, or just musical memory in general?
Wow.
I was 4 years old, singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, standing on a piano bench with one hand on my mom's shoulder as she played the piano, and it was to a retirement home.
Oh, what a nice picture!
And I got a standing ovation, and they wanted me to sing it again, so I sang it twice.
So you really have Rudolph to thank for all of this.
I do, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
At the end of the day, he's our biggest inspiration.
That's what I believe.
I'm not sure what my earliest recollection of being a musician would be. I just remember being young and always playing the piano. I played before I could remember, and so I just grew up with it. My mom had an Otto Altenburg upright piano in our living room with chips along the front of it, because when my brother was little, he took my father's drumsticks to it, and so I remember. I just remember playing that, and that's how I started to learn. And you could always, you always knew which were the good keys that had less chips in the front of it. So that piano still exists somewhere today, I would imagine. I'd like to think so. But yeah, that was my earliest memories, playing that Otto Altenburg piano.
The drum piano mix, it could be a new instrument though, couldn't it?
He
was onto something, you don't know.
Well, piano is a percussion instrument, so
yeah. Exactly. So
there you go. That's it.
If you could give yourselves 5 years ago any piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh, man.
Oh, boy. I think you're going out of frame a little bit.
I am, because I'm starting to blush. I'm trying to answer this in the most family-friendly way possible.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what kind of show you're running.
You can say whatever you want. Unless it's like related or incest,
right.
Then we're going to steer clear.
Thank you very much. She's sweet. I'm trying to think of things that are non-incriminating. I would say if I can give myself any piece of advice 5 years ago or 10 years ago, it'd be to teach myself what I know now about music, the industry, and how bitter I was back then toward the fact that I had to embrace the industry in order to play music, to let that go and just roll with it, and so on and so forth. Yeah. Steve?
I mean, I try to live without regrets. So like me like swamped down. I keep on falling down here into this hole.
I know.
So we're gonna have to. If I'm coming over here, we're gonna have to get a little cozy.
That's okay. I'm used to it.
And like I said before, I smell a little bit, so it's
Not yet.
okay.
So no regrets.
No regrets. No, I don't really have regrets. I know I'm not gonna go on for 3 minutes about that. I could though.
And then just anything else you'd like to add?
Regarding that specifically,
No.
as my
In
brother
general.
never has regrets, and I think
Just in general, any closing words?
Steve, do you have any closing words? Do you have anything that you'd like to share?
How about where we can find you?
Gonna throw that on me like that?
I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy, and if you're happy listening to our music, then I'm happy that we got to cross paths. And thank you for mutually inspiring us and enabling us to do what it is that we do by supporting us musically. Cheers.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.